This is Models in Quantum Mechanics on Catalyst University. My name is Kevin Tokoph. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for future videos and notifications. In the previous video, we discussed the basics of the quantum harmonic oscillator model and what the wave function and energy eigenvalue is. Here's the energy eigenvalue. We're actually going to be using that in this video. Then we also did an example where we talked about how you construct a harmonic oscillator wave function given the energy level. We used energy level n equals 2. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use the energy eigenvalue that's derived from the Schrodinger equation, and we're going to calculate the zero-point energy of the quantum harmonic oscillator. So that's what we want to do first. Calculate the zero-point energy of a quantum harmonic oscillator. Now I don't really care about the number, the numerical value, but I just want an expression for it. All right, so here's my energy eigenvalue. E, the energy, is equal to the quantity n plus 1/2 and then times h bar omega. All right, so to calculate the zero-point energy, that means we're using an n that is 0, n equals 0. So anywhere I see an n, I'm going to plug in 0. Well, that obviously just becomes 1/2 times h bar omega, so half of h bar omega. So if I could figure out what the angular frequency is, I could use that to calculate the zero-point energy. Okay. Now, if I wanted to calculate a numerical value for the zero-point energy, I would really just need to know omega, the angular frequency. So going back to one of the previous slides, the omega angular frequency is equal to 2 pi times the linear frequency. Now the linear frequency is not always known. In fact, what's usually known are the force constant, also known as the spring constant, and the reduced mass. So if I want to calculate omega, I need to take the force constant, divide by the reduced mass, and then take the square root, and that'll get me omega. We'll actually do an example of that in the next video where we actually calculate hard numbers. But this is the expression I would use if I wanted the zero-point energy. All right, now let's determine the energy spacing of a quantum harmonic oscillator. This is a pretty typical question you can see on exams for different models. So for example, calculate the energy spacing of the particle in a box model. Calculate the energy spacing of the quantum harmonic oscillator, rigid rotor, all this stuff. You'll see this kind of question. Now, I have a picture here where I already have the answers, but let's explain how they're determined. We already determined the zero-point energy. Let's now calculate energy at the first energy level, n equals 1. So plug in a 1 anywhere I see an n. So it becomes 1 plus 1/2 times h bar omega. Now remember, 1 is the same thing as 2 halves. So this becomes 3/2 h bar omega. Now let's determine the energy of a n equals 2 harmonic oscillator. So we plug a 2 in anywhere we see an n, so 2 plus 1/2 times h bar omega. And we get 5/2 h bar omega. And what you can see here is what will happen every time you increase the energy level, the numerator goes up by 2. So it goes from 1/2 to 3/2 to 5/2 to 7/2. If we kept going, it would go to 9/2, 11/2, 13/2, and so on and so forth. So if I want to calculate the energy spacing, I can just take any of these. Let's do E1 minus E0. So that becomes E1 is 3/2 h bar omega minus 1/2 h bar omega. Okay. And what we get should be 2/2 h bar omega, but 2/2 is 1. So the energy spacing would be h bar omega. Now, what you really should do is you should check to see if all of the energy spacings are h bar omega. So I'm just going to pick another random one. Let's do E3 minus E2. We would have 7/2 h bar omega minus 5/2 h bar omega, but that would also give us h bar omega. So the point is twofold. One, that the zero-point energy actually has energy. Okay, the zero-point energy is not 0. Okay, because there is going to be some angular frequency, and so we multiply by h bar and 1/2. That's going to be a non-zero number. So this is a non-zero zero-point energy. The second thing that comes out of this is the energy spacing between energy levels is constant, meaning the energy difference between E0 and E1 is the same difference between E11 and E12. Okay? So as you increase energy level by 1, the total energy increases by the same amount. It increases by 1 factor of h bar omega. Okay? So hopefully that gave you some intuition on how to calculate these things. In the next video, we will actually do a problem where I have you calculate the actual numerical energy given some information. All right, so make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.